ever feel in Rocky, the first image was of this Jesus Christ coming down in the resurrection, and then the next thing was, like Rocky got punched in the face, pow, and like that set in stone, like what Rocky would become.
3, 2, 1, we're back. It's another episode. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Fine, thank you.
Before you answer, we've had a lot of complaints about one of our props.
What is our...
Oh, People are very upset that we have a Simon Cowell book.
Yeah, I know.
And you know what?
What? They're right?
We are a democracy. The will of the people speaks.
Right.
So this is out.
Well done.
And this, my friend, is what will replace it. Something close and dear to your heart.
Do you want to read that out? The beautiful poetry of Donald Trump.
I mean, just look at that picture.
Shall I read a verse?
I mean, try not... Oh, yes. Oh, I'm really rich.
I'm very proud of my new crystal collection. I have a Gucci store that's worth more than Romney. I order thousands of televisions a year. 6 people do nothing but sort my mail. Sorry, haters and losers. Who has had the gold, make the rules.
All right. We can put that here. Now, speaking of which...
Yeah.
Have you
nice
heard...
segue. I like your segue.
Okay.
So when you think about segue and you think about Bet David and you think about Iran and you think about the Rex Cinema burning down.
All right.
What kind of
I'll tell you exactly what's going on.
All right. Tell me what's going on.
The 3 horsemen of Hollywood.
Oh yeah.
That Trump has assigned to save the biggest movie industry that was once the biggest movie industry that is no more. As you know, Jon Voight.
Yeah, who's pushing 87 years old right now.
He has his finger on the pulse, though. Don't you forget it.
He's going to save Hollywood.
Yes.
You're right. With all that energy and exuberance.
Mel Gibson, very rational thinking,
and jittery,
very calm.
Yeah.
None of this fanatical ideas, and your childhood favorite, leading the charge into
Marta Cascos. No. Oh yeah. Sly. Actually, yes.
Sylvester Stallone. Okay. So these 3 have been appointed by Donald Trump to save Hollywood, to make Hollywood great again.
What did he name them? Like the ambassadors?
The ambassadors, yes.
Okay, the ambassadors of Hollywood.
Will bring back the golden age. Now, obviously, I know these 3 are amongst your favorite actors.
Sure, yeah.
What are your thoughts on this?
Well, first of all, my thoughts were I was very, very disappointed with Sly's speech at Mar-a-Lago 4 weeks ago.
Why?
And I'd like to imitate it if possible.
Why? To what?
First of all, the elocution and the diction.
Can we rewind? Can we rewind a little bit?
You may.
Can we rewind? Because I don't know if you guys have seen on the previous episode where we had a bit of a therapy session because, he was once a lover of all things Sly. Then because of Sly's recent kind of actions and mindset, you've
specifically his social media activity,
right? And you've been very let down by him, and because I didn't empathize with you as greatly,
we fell out.
We fell out massively. Yeah. But you have overcome that. You had a bit of a mental breakthrough, and you're better for it.
Yes.
Now the thing is,
yes, that's true.
The thing is, a lot of this has to do with his love for Trump. Is that right?
Yeah, to some extent. I don't like the fact that he doesn't own his love for Trump with the kind of pride and the conscientiousness that other people do. Right. Like Mr. Voight, who actually for a long time now has been espousing Trumpisms, right? Has been denouncing wokeism, right? And I give Voight credit for that, even though I think he sounds like he's fanatical,
right?
And I don't endorse his rhetoric, but at least I can appreciate his conviction, right? And Mel Gibson, I don't think has been particularly, especially vocal one way or the other. In fact, he's made statements in the past during the 2016 election between Hillary Clinton and Trump that, just pick your poison. I'm not voting for either one of them. I don't think he's been particularly politically right-wing.
Particularly political.
Yeah, but he has conservative views because of his, I guess, his obsession with, the Bible and Christianity.
Yes.
Right?
That old chestnut.
I think it's more to do with his conservative views on...
Right, sure. Anyway, on life. Okay.
But Stallone, on the other hand,
let's go
who by the way, for people who missed the polemic or the therapy session on Stallone, some like 3 months ago.
Link in the description box.
Right, okay. We'll recall, well, for those who saw it, they will recall how I did not like his social media activity. I did not like some of his flip-flopping. I particularly did not like when Trump was out of power. When
Biden, didn't like it, Sly. He didn't like it.
When Biden took over.
Yes.
Every time Sly, who obviously loves Trump. He obviously has loved him.
Why?
he considers him a fellow alpha.
Right.
Do you understand? Trump is just a big bulldozer personality who essentially is a metaphor for the kind of movies that Stallone was making in the 80s, right? Big, brash, like pillage over
America first.
Yes, exactly. You know, jingoistic nationalism, American aggression,
Bohemian cachet.
Exactly right. Yes, exactly.
Maybe
that
not.
too. Yes, exactly. And the name of the game is your capital reserve. You don't have enough. You can't piss in the big dogs.
Stop.
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that I think he just liked the fact that he was this larger than life personality. Okay, and a power player and so on and so forth. And also some of Trump's values, I think Stallone respected. You know, his love for like models and like beauty pageant contestants, and you know what I'm saying, like that kind of thing.
So.
All right.
Let's fast forward to what you were saying. So, rewind to Mar-a-Lago.
Yes. No. One point I was going to make is that I did not like that whilst Trump was under heavy savage attack, from the left after the January 6th insurrection, right, in 2021, when it was really, it would have been considered almost like scarlet letter syndrome to be a prominent Hollywood voice supporting Trump. He did everything he could whenever a photograph on a golf course or a link to Trump came up in the Daily Mail or the Telegraph or I don't know, Us Weekly,
New York Post.
He went to the social media waves and was vehement in renouncing and distancing himself from. By the way, which it wasn't an endorsement. Like you were at his golf course. No, I'm not making any political statement. I don't support one candidate. Just keep punching. Keep punching.
Yeah.
Just keep like the drop it with the keep punching thing. We understand keep punching means like just live your life. You don't need to keep saying it.
It's not going to
all
happen.
The time.
Stop trying to make it happen.
Stop trying to make it happen, right? And I, if you recall, me and you, we are once strong a friendship. It was dented.
Yes.
Okay, because I was challenging you. To address. Stallone's flip-floppy kind of sensibilities as it pertained to President 45, President 47, right? And you were
IDGF. That's what I was.
Right, exactly. Lambasting me or lampooning me over the passion with which I was expressing myself.
Right, okay.
Now, Stallone, now that Trump is now back in, and he won in a landslide, and by the way, massive credit to Donald, because you know what? He's a winner.
He's against,
He's a winner, man. I don't care where you stand.
Against all odds.
Against all odds, great movie starring Jeff Bridges and Rachel Ward and James Woods. And Richard Widmark. So against all odds, he triumphed. Once again. All right. Now, people who were maybe on the fence, were a bit skitty,
or even mocked him,
are now in his corner, right?
And like so.
By the way,
in fear of him,
Hulk Hogan. If you remember Hulk Hogan's speech at the RNC, Hulk Hogan was actually a very proud. What's it called? An outspoken Democrat for a long time. And perhaps because he has been under fire for certain comments he's made, he decided to align himself with Trump. Fine, fair enough. Stallone comes out in Mar-a-Lago and he basically gives this speech trying to draw parallels between Trump and both Christ and George Washington, which I found to be some of the most ridiculous hyperbolic rhetoric.
Oh, God.
And it sounds like he had two bowling balls in his mouth. Did you not know that?
Well, I'm feeling rocky. The first image was of this Jesus Christ coming down at the resurrection. And then the next thing was, like Rocky got punched in the face. Pow! And like that set in stone, like what Rocky would become. What would become. I got a ball in my mouth. And now Trump is back, and he's a mythical figure. I love mythology.
I bet you don't have. Do you think he's read anything about mythology?
All right. And when George Washington fought off, the Brits, he was considered a hero. Well, you got the thing, George Washington.
Did you catch all
Unfortunately, we don't have the budget for subtitles.
You do, though. Yeah, there's subtitles.
Fine, I'll do my best. And number two, very well said.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And three, fine. But you know what's interesting?
Go on.
One, that Trump has forgiven him, even though he tried to distance himself
Because he was smart Sly. He didn't outwardly say like, I am against him.
He was smart Sly. Okay, that's
it was smart Sly. It was the SS.
A phrase,
the SS.
A phrase that's not used often. Go on.
Exactly. Okay. Sharp, smart Sly. SSS. Okay. So he was just trying to say like, like keep punching. He wasn't outwardly. He was hedging his bets.
Okay.
That's what bankers call hedging. Do you understand? That's where margin calls come into play. He called in the margin call.
Now. Okay, can we get back to the topic at hand? Can Voight, Gibson, and Stallone bring back Hollywood's golden age?
Well, they have a collective age of about 300, right?
Fine.
Or they're pushing on that. So okay. I would probably veer on the side of saying no.
Okay.
However,
I mean, what have they done of late? Voight, for example.
He was in the Reagan film.
Very good.
Right?
I don't know if anybody watched that.
I think it was 3.5 rating out of 10, right?
Okay.
Who
so did he play?
I don't know.
Nancy Reagan, I presume. Okay, go on.
Anyway, Voight actually, an avowed liberal in the day,
right,
made the great Vietnam film Coming Home, for which he won the Academy Award.
Wow.
Okay, and was very outspoken about, the Vietnam War, the legality or the illegality, very supporting of protesters on the White House lawn. And did a massive U-turn, a big kind of an about turn.
Yes, a flip-flop.
Yeah, exactly. In the mid 2000s, started becoming this kind of fanatical right wing.
As we all do as we get older.
Yes, you're right.
Okay, fine.
Right. That's where the money
Voight.
is.
So he hasn't really made any films apart from Reagan and a couple of other things.
Anaconda.
Well, listen. If we play our cards right, we might even get an Anaconda 2 with Voight back in it, the way this is going.
I think Anaconda 2 is... I think Anaconda 3.
Anaconda 3.
He was eaten in Anaconda 1.
Right, he'll make a
comeback. Do you remember?
And now with Gibson back in the fold, we might even get a Braveheart 2.
Yeah, or Dragged Across Concrete Part 2.
Okay, can you tell me about how Gibson is going to herald the golden age of Hollywood?
I don't think Gibson is going to milk this. I think Gibson is not that politically... influence or incline one way or the other. I think
Gibson has more of a backbone than the other two.
I think absolutely he does, by the way. I think he absolutely does. And the only comment he made, which I think Trump latched onto, during the election, in the build-up to the Harris-Trump election, is he likened Harris's IQ to that of a fence post. Right? Not really an expletive.
No.
Right? Kind of PG, okay? But there is, by the way, on YouTube. Have you seen the Gibson salute of Trump?
No.
The this salute.
Okay.
It was a few years ago. He was walking through, and there's it's caught on some sort of phone camcorder.
Okay.
And he gives him a very, very passionate
military salute.
No. And I'm talking about like Gibson knows, probably playing retired army colonels in We Were Soldiers.
Yes.
Right? Hal Moore.
Yeah.
He gave him one of. It was hardcore, And if you've noticed, Gibson now tree trunk arms.
Yes.
So
well,
so you say. You haven't seen?
I mean, I think he pushes them out a little bit. If you're referring to the last Rogan interview, I think he gives it a bit of the old push out.
Listen, trust me. Listen, I would counsel all our 525 strong viewers to check Mel Gibson biceps.
All right.
He's got the tree trunk arms, and it's funny because Gibson.
I'll bring up a picture.
Gibson is not somebody who was famous for really being into bodybuilding.
Look at Braveheart. His arms are massive in Braveheart.
They're not massive. I mean, they're not massive compared to Michael Jai White, right?
Okay.
So I'm just trying to say he wasn't. So
you're saying they're bigger now than they were.
They were bigger
back then,
and they're bigger now than Arnie's are today. And I think they're bigger than Sly's.
Impossible.
It's true.
All right.
Right.
Moving on to Sly.
Okay. Moving on.
How
to Sly.
is he gonna make?
I think Sly's gonna milk this. Okay. Sly basically is constantly on the lookout for fresh material.
I mean, he is an insecure guy as well. He'll do whatever it takes to stay relevant. I love Mr. Musk. Anyway, so I think you're right. He's going to milk it as much as he can. He'll probably devise some script or movie where, both, Gibson and Voight and himself are the leads.
Although, if you remember Expendables 3, he cast Gibson as the bad guy.
Right on.
Okay.
So now we need Voight and we're good to go.
You think so? What could the movie be? I think it should be the you know how they're now doing crossover universe?
Right.
Marvel, they bring these guys.
Yes.
So I think they should now do the crossover between Lethal Weapon.
The right-wing Avengers.
Right, okay, but think about this. Martin Riggs or Mad Max.
Okay.
Okay, pick your poison, okay? Thrown into this
with
arena with Rambo and Stallone from Anaconda. That's the only role I can think of. Now, I don't know where it's set and how they're aligned, but they would have to be a trio going up against, presumably...
Easily done.
Presumably, who are they going to go up against? The LGBT...
Well, Trump himself.
Community. No, they have to fight the wokists.
Fine, you're right.
So they're going to have to fight, like, maybe the, like, some kind of... nefarious transgender...
Greta Thunberg.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
What
a movie!
Great idea, by the way. Some nefarious transgender espousing a syndicate.
Yes.
That we need to think of a good name for that, by the way. And Voight, Stallone, and Gibson have been called out of retirement. Yeah. They've been left on the ash heap of history, right? Old Vietnam vets.
All right.
Actually, I'm just thinking these ideas.
When Jesus Christ came down in Vietnam, we're bringing Munring, we're bringing Mad Max, Rambo, Rocky, and we're bringing Stallone from Anaconda.
Perfect. This episode has now changed. This is now a GoFundMe for our new movie project.
Okay. Start thinking. I'm going to come up with a title as you speak.
So we got Voight, we got Gibson, and we've got Stallone in the movie up against Greta Thunberg. And the whole woke kind of grouping and party, and you're gonna write the script.
I'm gonna write the script. Yeah. Listen, I've been seeking a sit down for a long time with these three actors. And by the way, I will have to say that my love for Voight stems from one scene in one film. And what is that scene in? What is that film?
Mission Impossible.
Wrong.
Anaconda, the leader.
Shall I reenact it?
Go ahead.
Pretend you're looking at something.
Oh, wait. I know what it is. It's heat.
Okay.
Okay, go on. Okay. I'll pretend I'm looking at something.
Okay, pretend you're looking at something. His name's Hannah. First name Vincent.
Yes.
I smeared this vice sergeant 5 yards. Hannah's all over you. He's on all work calls. Michael's house, you're hairless. Not you. They've been losing you at night. And the guy's a hot dog. Graduate school, Marine Corps. Lieutenant in robbery homicide. He took down some heavy crews. He blew away Frank Young in Chicago. And he was a fucking maniac. He was working narcotics before then. Current wife's Justine. He's why the extra heat. Smile. My vice sergeant says Hannah likes you, thinks you're some kind of star. You do this shop, you do that shop. Look how sharp this guy can cover that.
Very good. Please forward all your money to us.
I didn't finish.
Forward all your money to us, and we'll make this movie happen. See you around.
I'm excited.